In this video, I'm going to explain the basic rules of the affirmative imperative in the Spanish language. First, let's see what an imperative is, then I'll discuss the forms, and finally we'll have a look at some verbs with an irregular imperative. An imperative sentence is a sentence that expresses a direct command, a request, an invitation, a warning, or an instruction. Some examples: walk with me, sit down, be careful, follow the path. Compared to the English language, the imperative is a very complex verb form in Spanish. In English, every verb has only one imperative form. In Spanish, each verb has four, and that's not all of it. But okay, let's not lose heart in advance. In Spanish, it matters to whom you give an advice, command, etc. Let's see how this looks. Let's start with the tú and the usted imperative. When I just said this is not all of it, I referred to the various endings of the Spanish verbs, being verbs ending in AR, ER and IR, because you see that also matters. If you give a command to someone you address as you in the informal way, then the infinitive just loses its final R. So hablar becomes habla, speak. Comer, come, eat. Escribir, escribe, write. And if you give a command to someone you address as you in the formal way, then the infinitive not just loses its final R, but with a verb ending in AR, the last A changes into an E, and with a verb ending in ER or IR, the last E changes into an A. Hablar, hable. Comer, coma. Escribir, escriba. Now, certainly for a foreigner, it seems rather unlikely that you will give a command to a person you would address as usted. But nevertheless, I believe it's important that you know how to form the imperative both for you formal and informal person. That's what the need-to-know sign is referring to. And here are the last two imperative forms, the you plural informal and the you plural formal one. Now, making a video about the Spanish imperative, I thought it right to offer all the four forms. However, you really hardly ever, if ever, use these last two forms in daily life. So I would not spend too much time in memorizing them. It's good to know that they exist, but you could easily choose to leave it at that. And here are the 8 Spanish verbs with an irregular imperative: decir, hacer, ir, poner, salir, ser, tener, and venir. And behind every verb, I've put the imperative form plus an example. Finally, some more examples with both verbs with a regular imperative as well as an irregular imperative, and they are all in the you informal form. Sube, go upstairs. Habla español, por favor. Speak Spanish, please. Escucha a tu profe. Listen to your teacher. Ten cuidado. Be careful. Ponte los zapatos. Put your shoes on. And sal de la habitación. Leave the room. So now you know what the imperative is, the forms in Spanish, and that there are 8 verbs with an irregular imperative.